Let's start our session. In today's session, we're going to speak about the advocacy skills or the survival skills which are needed for advocacy. So before we start, can you remind me of the meaning of advocacy? Advocating for the cause to non-struggle. How can we advocate for a cause or for a reason or for a problem which may happen to one of us? Yes? Financially, nice. Or not financially. Yes. If it gets a people with a problem, gather people to support. Nice. Please. Huh? Yes. Why not? Why not? Why code? Talking. 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 Yes. Talking. Nice. Huh? What are the processes needed while gathering those alive or gathering people? What can we do in order to convince someone to join our campaign? The advocating must be correct. Nice. So your cause must be right. The thing you are advocating for must be a correct cause, which can gather lives. What else? Can you repeat this? The question. Okay. So, what do you think we are advocating? What are the steps for? So your friend said that we must fight for right cause and we must gather alive. How can we gather some alive? How can we let people in our cause? Like telling them for the other side. Yes. Social media. Nice. Huh? Can't hear you. Listen good. Nice. So you go to that. What's that here or there? Please. So, once again, to speak about advocacy, we said that it's about collecting allies in order to raise a case. While raising this case, your case must be right. Your advocacy campaign must include action, not only direct service. Not someone having a problem, so I'll just give him money. That's called direct service. That's not advocacy. Advocacy to tell people about the problem. Tell people that someone is doing something wrong. Yeah? Like number one. For example, a governmental institution, a public institution, a private business. One of these institutions or businesses have done something wrong. Consequently, we need to stop them. For example, the pollution which is happening right now in our planet, the illiterate children we are having around the globe, and all of these problems. How can we advocate people to stop these problems? So our job in this class is not to directly give them money. No, that's direct service. But to tell all the people about the problems which they are having. Because right now I can give you money, but what will you do tomorrow? You still have the same problem. So you will be relieved today, but tomorrow you will suffer. Still with me? What's wrong with it? So in today's session, we'll speak about some of the most important skills which are needed during your advocacy campaign. With me, Abdurrahman. Something. So those are the main questions which we need to answer today. Question number one, what do you mean by survival skills? Why do you need to use survival skills for advocacy? And last but not least, how do you use survival skills in an advocacy effort? So, what do you mean by survival skills? What are survival skills? and right now we are advocating for the right code. Right? Our code must be correct, must be right. There's a problem and we need to face it. We need to stop bad people from doing bad decisions. Right? So why do we need survival skills? We're not living in the forest. So what do we mean by survival skills? Yeah, survival skills. So, like for example, how to make fire out of wood in the forest. That's survival skills. So while advocating, do I need that skill? Of course not. Yes. We were speaking about the survival skills for advocacy, not for living in the desert, not for staying in the forest. Those are called survival skills to be used in real life while you are facing a dangerous situation. For example, there is some animal, wild animal in front of you, and you need some skills in order to just keep your life. But we're speaking about survival skills during an advocacy campaign. During an advocacy campaign. So once again, what is advocacy? Advocacy. Yes. Great. Survival skills. Yes, you. Yeah. What is advocacy? Advocacy means advocacy, gathering life in order to raise a case. So someone is doing something wrong, and we need to stop him. So I'm collecting people to stop him from doing something which is very bad. No, that's advocacy. So while doing this process, stopping someone from doing something bad, I need some skills. We call it survival skills, but not the survival skills in the forest or in the desert, but the survival skills in your campaign. I have spoken about the advocacy campaign. Right now, those are the skills to be used in the advocacy campaign. In this session, we discuss survival skills for the successful advocate. This list has been completed from experiences of many advocates, but it's by no means complete. Not all of these skills may be relevant to your own particular situation because the one who's doing something wrong varies from another one. So our advocacy campaign here is totally different from our advocacy campaign there. However, we feel a review of them may help to provide us with a solid basis for your advocacy campaign. So, number one, what do you mean by survival skills? Walid, will you read, please? Can you raise your voice?
Advocacy survival skills are set of general guidelines for community cause. And for staying in the game, you don't have to be successful. They have been used effectively by other advocacy campaigns. You and your group may want to review and adapt them and develop tactics.
All right. So simply to speak about the survival skills in the advocacy campaign, we're speaking about a set of general guidelines for pleading your cause. What do you mean by this? What do you mean by a set of general guidelines for pleading your cause? What do we mean by a set of general guidelines for pleading our cause? Yes? Nice. The one who's laughing. No, keep laughing, but answer. What do we mean by the guidelines which are set for pleading our cause? But
for example, YouTube, they have certain guidelines to restrict people from doing content.
Bravo. So, simply, have you ever bought a new machine or a new device? While buying it, you'll find a brochure with it, like a book, which we all through, right? This one contains how to down there, how to use it. So, those sets which we are going to speak about today, just tell us how to use some of the skills while doing a particular campaign, while fighting for a particular cause.
So they don't restrict you from doing content.
No, they don't restrict you. I'm just telling you which survival skills you can use because our campaigns vary. You have your own cause which you are fighting for, and I have mine.
So you mean like the right way to
Exactly. Like the right way. Let's see, for example, someone is asking you about the way to a certain place. So there are various ways which can lead you to that place. Okay? But for me, I'm telling you, the best way is, for example, to take the highway. It's a little bit stronger, but it's direct, without any dark stuff. Another one will tell you to go in a curved way, for example. So you have many skills, you have many ways which you can move. Those survival skills which we are speaking about today tell us about the best of survival skills we can use while advocating. And those skills, once again, vary, it change from one to another, according to the cause, according to the allies you have, according to the institution you are fighting, and many other reasons. Question number two, why do you need to use survival skills for advocacy? Let's see, second one, please.
Why do you need to do violence with more money? Success depends on much more than just dedicated people working for a common cause. Although that won't necessarily be this toolbox section talks about the golden rule for how to be effective in promoting your cause while keeping your head above.
Okay, so success depends on much more than just dedicated people. People who are dedicated to their job or to their work means those are people trying to do their best in order to succeed in something. Yet, on the other hand, working for a common cause, although that's one necessary ingredient. This two-part selection talks about the golden rules. The golden rules. Golden rules of what? Of the survival skills which we can use. The golden rules for advocacy. That is how to be effective at promoting your cause while keeping your head about you. Meaning that doing your campaign while you're still in the safe side. Right now, advocacy means confrontation with some organizations. Someone is doing something bad, and I'm stopping him from doing that thing. So sometimes advocacy includes confrontations. Confrontation like staying face to face or even not fighting, but you are speaking for each other and trying to defend yourself, and on the other hand, he tries to win. Each of you tries to triumph over the other. So in this lesson now, we're speaking about the golden rules for the skills which you can use while confrontation, while you are still at the same side. You're doing all of your advocacy campaign and you still have the upper hand. That's the skills we are speaking about today. Last question. How do you use survival skills? One mic, raise your voice, please. Finished? So, here in how to use our survival skills. It's pretty easy once you think it. So we have some skills, and those skills, are they fixed or they are flexible? Of course, they are flexible, meaning that they can change, they can vary according to situation and your own decision. So those sets of advocacy skills, none of these are set in stones, meaning that they are not fixed, but they are variable or flexible. You can change them or you can make them according to your own advocacy. They should be used to fit your own situation, to fit your own resources. Right now, I have no resources. So I'll try my best to just use some skills. Other people, they have many resources. So they are going to use these resources in their advocacy campaign. They have been benefited for many previous advocacy groups, but are not necessarily a recipe for instant success. Meaning that while cooking, for example, okay, sometimes our parents or our mom, let's speak about mom, since she's the one who should cook. She watches someone cooking on television, for example, or a cooking show, and she tries the same recipe with the same ingredients, but the result is not the same. So it's not necessarily that I have used some of the survival skills in my advocacy campaign and I have triumphed, then you're going to use the same skill and you will triumph too. You will win too. Because my situation in my advocacy campaign is different from you. Let's end the back. The big one. Yes. So, to speak about the survival skills. Once again, what are the survival skills for advocacy? What's your name? Faisal. Can you read Faisal?
What are survival skills for advocates? They are guidelines used successfully by other advocacy actors.
So, number one, they are just merely guidelines which are to be used by advocacy efforts. So, we are using these skills in order to make an effort or a change in our advocacy campaign. Why have survival skills for advocacy? Huh? Your name? Your name? Nasir. Okay, can you read Nasir?
I have survival skills for advocacy to be effective in promoting your
Cause. To be effective in promoting your cause. What do you mean by that? Because all of our situation while speaking about advocacy is that you are having confrontation. That's you and your group, and that's the organization we are fighting, or we need to stop them from doing something bad, and we are including confrontation, a battle between both of us. So those survival skills will be able to promote our cause, meaning that to give us the upper hand, so that we can destroy them or triumph over them. We need to stop a factory from being constructed on a river. So we are trying to use all of our resources, all of our skills, what we have right now, in order to stop that factory from being constructed. So once again, survival skills they are used in order. So some of the survival skills which must be used and considered as the golden rule, the golden rules for advocacy. So, number one, accentuate the positive, emphasize your organization's accomplishment to the community, plan for small wins, present the issues as you want others to see them, and develop your own public identity. What's wrong? Explain them, please. Explain them. Explain. Read them and explain them.
Survival skills for advocacy is to create the question. Place your organization accomplishment to the community. Now for small wins. Present the issues as you want others to see them. Develop your own public identity.
What do you mean by that? Accentuate the positive. What do you mean by this? Anyone? Yes?
Focus on the positive side, not let the negative get you.
Right. So while advocating, you are having some type of confrontation or a problem, or you are raising a case. So it takes much time. At those times, we'll have some ups and downs and ups, right? So always try to concentrate on the positive. Do not mention what you have fallen in because you're not gonna change it. You can only learn from what you haven't done in your life. So always try to focus on the positive. Nice. And number two, emphasize your organization's accomplishments to the community. While advocating, of course, I'm not advocating as just a single person. While advocating, I'm not advocating as a single person, but as a group. I'm collecting and gathering allies. And while doing so, our allies, they construct a foundation. Like we have some people in the community who have some organizations only to help you. They are called some sort of the people who work for humans are called what? Philanthropists. Philanthropists, those are the people who are just working for the other. So I have a lot of money. I'm helping all the people with my money. I have some resources. I'm using all of these resources to help people. Those people are called philanthropists. So right now, those philanthropists they tend to make like parties, party of human rights, party like a group of people having a common goal or a common target. Okay, so we need to emphasize on our organization accomplishment, meaning that this party you are having, try to announce your triumph to the community. Try to tell people about what you have done. Because at this point, you will be known to the people and you'll be able to gather more allies. And must plan for small wins. You don't have to win your whole case in just one session, but little win by little win, eventually you will reach your goal. As we always say, 1,000-mile road starts with step. Yes? Someone is outside. 1,000-mile road starts with step one. Put this in your mind for your own life. So always plan for futuristic plans. Something that may happen in 5 years from now, in 10 years from now. Stop sleeping. I still think it. Once again, always plan for small wins. Let's just enter and we will. Hey, what are you speaking in Arabic? Hey! Come on, your own business. Plan for the small wins so that eventually you will achieve your goal, and that's gonna be it for today.